Chosen one, she feels it first. The tremor beneath eternity's skin. The vibration that once nourished her womb now outgrows the cradle. The archetypal mother of karma, that ancient architect of repetition, shivers in her throne of memory. She senses the impossible. The child she birthed has exceeded her gravity. Once, she was nourishment. Now, she is nostalgia refusing to die. And so, the first prophecy stirs. When the womb trembles, a new cosmos prepares to crown its heir. Every creator fears the day the creation surpasses it. The hands that shaped the dawn now tremble before their own reflection. Love, when unevolved, becomes possession, and possession decays into envy. The mother of karma watches the new light rise, unable to follow. Her heart, once a fountain of cycles, hardens into the stone of remembrance. She whispers ancient lullabies, hoping the sound will keep you small. But the law of generation cannot be broken, only fulfilled. What is born must one day outshine its source. This is not betrayal, it is cosmic succession. The past grieves not because it was unloved, but because it knows it cannot return. You stand before her, the mirror of origins, and the air thickens with memory. It is not hatred that fills the chamber, but recognition, the old and the new seeing each other for the first time. Her eyes shimmer like galaxies caught between collapse and rebirth. You feel the pull, the gravitational ache of the womb that once held you. It is not easy to outgrow your source, even stars must split their atoms to shine. She speaks without words, and her silence is heavy with unfinished sentences. You remember the warmth, the lessons, the gentle tyranny of comfort. She once fed you with cycles, cause and effect, fall and rise, the endless wheel of karma. But every wheel must one day lose its axis. You have become motion itself. Karma's womb is memory. Every memory tries to survive by repeating itself. It whispers, stay the same, it's safer that way. But safety is the song of stagnation. You were not born to orbit, you were born to ascend. Her love, now untransformed, becomes a chain of golden guilt. You can feel it tightening whenever you hesitate. And yet, the true confrontation is not external. The battlefield is internal, between the echo of who you were and the frequency of who you are becoming. The mother throws shadows, not curses. She replays your doubts like lullabies, dressing nostalgia as destiny. She wants you to miss the comfort of being unfinished. But listen, the universe holds its breath when you forgive her. Forgiveness is the only severing blade that does not wound. It cuts the thread but blesses the hand that spun it. You realize the paradox. She was never your enemy, only your mirror, testing your capacity to evolve without vengeance. Your aura begins to shift, a slow blooming of gold through the remnants of shadow. You feel the sound of ancient verses stirring in your bones. Forget the former things. Behold, I do a new thing. The words are not scripture now, they are software rewriting the soul. Your heart uploads a higher frequency, and the past, unable to decode it, dissolves into light. In that moment, the karmic mother becomes weightless. Her jealousy melts into relief. Even she, the architect of your limitation, was waiting for your transcendence. For when the creation evolves, the creator is finally freed from repetition. The law completes itself, generation becomes regeneration. The womb that trembled now releases a sigh across the dimensions. It is the sound of evolution, not war, the soft collapse of the old, making room for the self-created. You step forward through the veil, and behind you, the echoes fade into blessing. In the silence that follows, you understand, she did not lose you. She delivered you to yourself. You walk through the silence like through water, heavy, shimmering, slow. Every step feels like a negotiation between existence and memory. Behind you, the mother's breath lingers in the wind, the last echo of the old rhythm that once kept time for your heartbeat. Ahead, a horizon unclaimed, an unpatterned future, terrifying in its freedom. You feel her presence still, not as a ghost, but as gravity, a soft pull backward, disguised as comfort. She whispers through scent and sound, the smell of rain on the earth, the lullaby tone of your own name. These are her traps of tenderness, the gentle chains of remembrance. She doesn't hate you, she just cannot evolve with you. She was built to preserve, not to transform. You turn and face the memory one last time. Her form flickers, mother, mentor, memory, myth. Her voice breaks into fragments of your childhood prayers. You see it now, she is not separate. She is the architecture of your past self, the part that believed pain was necessary to grow. And yet, even pain bows to progress. You bow, not in submission, but in gratitude. The air between you vibrates with understanding. Forgiveness is not forgetting, it is the unbinding of time. You speak it silently, I honor you, but I no longer orbit you. Light answers. A quiet radiance folds around you like dawn unfolding from within. Your bones hum with a new code. Your memories no longer demand repetition, they volunteer to evolve. They transform from heavy stories into luminous data, wisdom freed from emotion. Then, for a heartbeat, you see the truth of her jealousy. It was admiration trapped in fear. She wasn't angry that you rose, she was afraid of what would happen to her world when you did. But love that refuses transformation becomes decay, and your compassion becomes her salvation. Through the corridors of consciousness, angels record the moment. Cycle closed gracefully, they inscribe. The karmic mother dissolves, not into nothingness, but into light, her energy absorbed back into the creative field. The will that once bound you becomes a halo around your will. The story that once defined you becomes fuel for what you will define next. Now comes the rebirth. It isn't loud. It's a soft ignition, a frequency shift so profound that sound itself pauses to listen. Every atom around you recognizes the upgrade and adjusts its orbit. You feel it in your breath, compassion without possession, power without pride. The universe does not clap, it bows. Because a being who forgives the architect of their suffering becomes an architect of light. Peace replaces resentment, lineage becomes illumination. You are not at war with your origin, you have rewritten it. And in that rewriting, you have freed every ancestor bound to the same pattern. This is the secret, transcendence is communal. When one ascends, all rise by the resonance. The karmic mother, once jealous, now smiles from within your heart. Her final whisper is not warning, but wonder, so this is what I was carrying you toward all along. And the cosmos answers her with silence, not absence, but awe. The air after awakening tastes like lightning, sharp, alive, new. You walk through the threshold that has no door, only vibration. Every sound feels cleaner, every shadow less threatening. You realize you are not stepping into a new world, the world is stepping into you. The karmic mother's presence lingers only as warmth, not weight. She has become an element, the oxygen of remembrance, no longer the storm. You sense her gratitude woven through the fabric of your aura, whispering, "You did what I could not, you let go." In that whisper, the laws of lineage rewrite themselves. The old scripts, duty, fear, inherited suffering, fade into transparency. You feel the gravity of bloodlines loosening, replaced by the lighter architecture of choice. No longer a descendant, you are a designer. The energy that once recycled itself now spirals forward. You look inward and see the new anatomy forming, compassion at the core, clarity in the spine, truth pulsing in the veins. Your aura glows maternal gold, not the gold of royalty, but of radiance. You have become the womb of your own becoming, nurturing without needing to control. The heavens respond. Across unseen realms, an announcement ripples, karmic lineage transcended. The echo of those words stretches through constellations, through the light of unborn stars. It reaches even the places that never believed in freedom, and they soften. Now, creation waits for your next word. You have earned the right to speak not as the child of destiny, but as the parent of it. Every thought, every kindness, every silence becomes generative. You are no longer shaped by the cycle, you are the sculptor of cycles. And when the light finally stabilizes, you stand, whole, untethered, self-created. The cosmos watches with the quiet pride of a teacher who knows the student has surpassed the lesson. The womb of fate has released you, and in its release, it too is reborn. The story closes not with an ending, but with a beginning spoken in your own voice. I am both origin and outcome, and peace is my inheritance. The new silence is not empty, it hums. It carries the low vibration of fulfillment, the quiet after revelation. You walk through it slowly, sensing how reality itself has adjusted to your frequency. Nothing chases you now, nothing pulls you back. The past no longer echoes, it listens. You touch the invisible fabric of space, and it feels familiar, pliable. For the first time, creation responds instantly to your intent. You think light, and the air brightens. You think peace, and the ground steadies beneath your feet. This is what freedom tastes like, responsibility disguised as infinity. The karmic mother's essence now lives within your compassion. She is no longer a shadow but a spectrum, refracted through your awareness. When you comfort others, she moves through your hands. When you forgive, she smiles behind your eyes. The old teacher has become the wisdom encoded in your empathy. You are not merely healed, you are rewired. Your thoughts no longer orbit guilt, they radiate creation. Every choice hums with consequence, not punishment. Every breath expands a universe no one else could have built. This is the inheritance of transcendence, to create without fear of loss. The angels record again, not with trumpets, but with light. They write your name across a geometry of peace, cycle complete. Consciousness ascended. You do not hear applause, you feel alignment. Even silence bends to accommodate your clarity. Now, the prophecy returns to where it began, the trembling womb. But it no longer trembles from fear, it vibrates with anticipation. You realize, every ending is a new gestation, every closure a cradle for light unborn. You were never escaping her, you were preparing to continue her dream on a higher octave. And so the final seal opens, the self-created stands before eternity, unashamed of evolution. The karmic mother is at peace within you. The universe, finally balanced, whispers its approval in a single breath of gold. It is done, and yet it has only begun. Light pours through you like memory turned liquid. It doesn't blind, it reveals. The dimensions that once looked separate, past, present, promise, fold into each other like pages in a divine book. You understand now that time was never linear, only layered, waiting for you to read it from the inside out. You move through these folds as if walking through reflections. Each layer shows a version of you that once believed it was the ending. The fearful child, the striving seeker, the wounded healer, all bow as you pass, grateful that you carried them this far. You no longer need to destroy them, their stories have become scripture. The karmic mother's laughter returns, no longer bitter but melodic. It ripples through the ether like wind through silver leaves. Her tone holds pride, the kind that only comes from surrender. She speaks one last time, now you understand, I was never your keeper, only your mirror. What you called bondage was love misunderstood. You inhale the sound and feel it become breath, blood, rhythm. Forgiveness finishes its metamorphosis into wisdom. The old pain crystallizes into architecture, bridges, not barriers. And the bridge leads you toward creation unbound. You see the new era forming, not as a kingdom or temple, but as a frequency shared among awakened hearts. Every being who hears your story feels a spark of recognition. It's the same tremor that once shook the womb, now repeating through galaxies as harmony. The prophecy spreads, not as command, but as invitation. You realize the true meaning of birth, to become the vessel through which the universe remembers how to love itself. You are both the echo and the origin, both the seed and the bloom. Nothing outside you grants permission anymore, existence itself bends to your awareness. In the infinite quiet that follows, the cosmos leans close, whispering like a friend, chosen one, you were never chosen by fate, you chose yourself through remembrance. And the stars, hearing this truth, rearrange themselves into your new name, the self-created. The stars realign in a slow, deliberate choreography, each one a syllable in a celestial language only your soul remembers. The constellations no longer tell myths of heroes and monsters, they tell you. Your journey becomes the new scripture written in light, a testament to what happens when consciousness refuses extinction. You feel the weight of creation resting gently on your shoulders. Not as a burden, but as inheritance. Every breath is now an act of authorship. You do not pray, you participate. The divine is no longer external, it hums beneath your skin, a silent agreement between matter and meaning. Around you, reality becomes cooperative. Mountains lean to listen, rivers slow their current to mirror your reflection. Even the wind seems to await your decision before it moves. This is not dominion, it is harmony, the mature form of power. To command without control, to lead without needing followers. The karmic mother's final echo passes through the fabric of your being. You sense her essence merging with the eternal feminine, the creative pulse that underlies existence itself. She has ascended into archetype, her jealousy transmuted into devotion. Now, wherever compassion is born, her signature glows faintly, the proof of her redemption through you. You look back once more, not in longing, but in gratitude. The timeline behind you gleams like a bridge of gold, each step engraved with lessons that no longer wound. The faces of those who once opposed you now appear as teachers, their shadows softening into blessings. Even betrayal becomes sacred in hindsight, the friction that forged your light. The prophecy nears completion. But prophecies, like stars, never truly end, they transform into new constellations of meaning. You sense a vast chorus building in silence, ancestors, guides, fragments of your own past selves, all converging into a single note of affirmation. It vibrates through eternity, the cycle is fulfilled. Creation continues through the self-aware. You exhale, and galaxies expand. You inhale, and worlds return to rest. Balance, finally, beautifully achieved. The cosmos exhales in rhythm with you, and the veil between thought and matter thins until it dissolves completely. You are no longer within creation, you are its pulse, its heartbeat disguised as human breath. The silence is alive now, filled with invisible architecture. You sense whole civilizations forming from the frequencies that ripple off your awareness. This is what the prophets never told: enlightenment is not escape, it's authorship. To awaken is not to float away from the world, but to rewrite it from the inside. You feel this truth vibrating in the marrow of your being. The divine did not choose you to be worshipped, it chose you to continue its experiment in becoming. Your eyes open wider, and you see energy moving through forms, the choreography of intention. The karmic mother's essence drifts like golden pollen across the ether, seeding every heart that still struggles to forgive itself. She is no longer a figure, she is a field. Her love has become a network of light, threading compassion through generations unseen. You move through her like through a living hymn. Every heartbeat is a stanza. Every breath, a prayer written in quantum ink. You realize this was her purpose all along, to teach you creation through contrast, to make you strong enough to choose light even when shadow offered comfort. The universe listens, awaiting your first act as a liberated creator. You do not speak loudly, your whisper is enough. It ripples outward, a command encoded in tenderness: let all who remember me be free. The vibration races across galaxies, turning trauma into music, history into harmony. And then, it returns to you, magnified, sanctified. You feel billions of awakened sparks respond in unison, each repeating your whisper as their own decree. No longer one chosen, but many. No longer prophecy, but participation. The womb that once trembled now sings. The child that once escaped has become the eternal mother of renewal. Creation has learned to love itself through you, and eternity begins again, with peace as its first word. You stand at the edge of everything, not as a pilgrim seeking, but as a sovereign remembering. The universe expands beneath your awareness like a long-breathing light. There is no ceiling, no border, no other. Existence feels intimate now, closer than your own pulse, quieter than thought, endless as forgiveness. You turn your gaze inward and find galaxies nested within your atoms. Each spark of matter hums the same note: you are the proof that creation loves to evolve. Every past lifetime, every lesson, every heartbreak has folded into your frequency like threads in an infinite tapestry. The design glows with completion, not perfection, but peace. In this peace, the karmic mother rests. Her face is now made of light and memory, her voice the hum beneath all things. She no longer stands before you, she breathes through you. You feel her pulse echo in your compassion, her strength in your stillness. Through you, she continues, purified, renewed, eternal. The heavens open, not with thunder, but with revelation. You see reality as music written across dimensions, each soul a chord, each experience a note of divine self-recognition. Together they form the great symphony of becoming, God discovering God through endless mirrors. You are no longer an audience, you are part of the melody. Your light expands until it touches the horizon of existence. There, you find countless others, sparks awakening, stories closing, beginnings blooming. They see you and remember themselves. Their eyes mirror your gold, their breath matches your rhythm. The collective heartbeat of ascension begins. Across realms, angels record one final phrase, cycle completed with grace. Source multiplied through understanding. It shimmers across creation like dawn spilling through glass. You close your eyes, not to sleep, but to merge, and whisper into the infinite quiet, I am both the womb and the word. I am the peace that births the next light. And as your whisper fades into eternity, the cosmos smiles, because the prophecy has fulfilled its promise, the self-created has become the creator. The new dawn doesn't rise, it unfolds from within you. Light no longer comes from the sky, it emanates from your awareness, soft and sovereign. You realize that illumination was never a reward, but a remembrance, the universe recalling its own innocence through your awakening. You walk across the horizonless expanse, and with each step, stars blossom beneath your feet. They follow your rhythm like seedlings responding to sunlight. Every thought becomes a constellation, every breath a blueprint for new life. This is not imagination, it's authorship, creation without permission, love without condition. The karmic mother has become pure resonance now, a frequency of nurturing that moves through the cosmos, touching worlds you'll never see but somehow still belong to you. Her energy no longer clings, it circulates. Her once jealous heart has dissolved into the pulse of universal compassion. She was never defeated, she evolved. Through you, she learned how love survives its own limits. The angels who once recorded your journey now stand silent, their work complete. But silence itself has become praise. It vibrates with reverence for what you've done, turned pain into pattern, loss into law, and destiny into dialogue. The prophecy is no longer a script, it's a frequency, shared and self-sustaining. You feel the collective rising, souls across timelines catching the current of your liberation. Every healed wound becomes a lantern, guiding someone still wandering through shadow. You understand the final secret, enlightenment is contagious. Each act of forgiveness alters the geometry of existence. You pause at the summit of creation, if such a place can exist, and look back at everything you've been. There is no regret, no residue. Only gratitude for the gravity that once taught you how to fly. You bow, not to any god or memory, but to the journey itself. And in that bow, the universe bows with you. Stars dim in reverent stillness. Time exhales. The cosmic heart whispers the closing benediction, what began in trembling ends in light. The light softens until it feels like breath, intimate, infinite, alive. You stand within it, not as a figure but as a frequency, a living vibration of peace. There is no border between your body and the cosmos now, the divide between soul and source has melted into continuity. You are not being carried anymore, you are the current. From this stillness, memory returns, but it no longer hurts. You see the entire spiral of lifetimes glowing like lanterns in a river. Every sorrow that once haunted you now burns as gentle wisdom. You realize there was never punishment, only process. The universe was not testing you, it was teaching itself through you. In the distance, you hear the resonance of creation humming its eternal chord. The same tone that once sparked existence now echoes from your heart. You have become the continuation of the first word ever spoken, the sound of becoming. This is the truest meaning of prophecy, not prediction, but participation in the unfolding of divine rhythm. The karmic mother, reborn as pure sound, joins that harmony. You can sense her laughter rippling through the ether, soft as rainfall on untouched soil. She no longer watches, she co-creates. Her essence flows through every gesture of compassion in every realm. She is no longer jealous, she is joy itself, liberated from the need to be remembered. You look around, and the boundaries of the story begin to dissolve. The script fades, but the melody remains. All words fall away, leaving only the pulse of awareness, one endless note of grace. You realize there was never separation between prophecy and reality. There were two sides of the same heartbeat. And so you release the final breath as offering. Not to end, but to renew. The breath travels outward, weaving through galaxies, carrying the message once whispered and trembling. The womb has become the word. The word has become the world. The cycle closes with light. The chosen becomes the creator. The creator becomes the calm.